You've probably heard of Bitcoin. I've heard of it, but honestly, I don't really know that much about it, and maybe you're in that space as well. What is Bitcoin? Is it a bit dodgy? Is it a fantastic way to make lots of money quickly? Joining us in the studio, can I just say this is not a financial advice segment?
Absolutely not.
Justin, kia ora. Thank you for your time today.
Morning, Andrew. How are we doing?
I'm doing very well. Now, this is perhaps a sign, because you said, we could talk about that massive thing that's happening with Bitcoin. I'm going, what? What thing? Because it's just not on my radar, not something that I'm interested in. And I don't know, maybe I'm wise in that regard to be totally ignoring this, because there certainly are fish hooks with Bitcoin. Having said that, there are some people that have made a serious amount of money from Bitcoin. I mean, what was the value when it started off?
Oh, Bitcoin started at zero.
Zero.
Currently trading at 88,000 per Bitcoin.
Wow. So if I just had one of them, I'd have 88,000.
Correct.
Yeah. But this isn't like trading gold or other commodities. This is all in someone's imagination and on some server in China somewhere, right?
It's in the Matrix. Yeah. Crypto. I wanted to talk about it because, like I just mentioned to you off air before, I'm hearing a lot of people, especially in the current economic climate, and people struggling. And interestingly enough, a lot of the conversations happening around means-tested superannuation, and people of my generation, will it even be there for them? And KiwiSaver, and looking for ways to bolster, their returns on investments, and looking to the likes of crypto and Bitcoin to go, is this a place for me? And it makes sense, right? Because, Bitcoin has been around for hardly any length of time in comparison to, say, the stock market, which is, a very long-tenured, long in the tooth, gold. All of these other commodities, we're used to them. Bitcoin is so young and so new on the market, and yet tipped over $100,000 per Bitcoin early December. And so that was the first time. It pretty much carried solid all the way through January. But actually, as we were talking about crypto yesterday, and Bitcoin specifically, yesterday had an absolutely massive sell-off, and they were down double digits.
Wow.
And like I say, currently trading at 88,000 per coin. So,
which is still good if you paid $9 for it a few years ago, but if you paid 100,000 for it, you've just lost a serious amount of money. Now, this is any type of speculative market, there are risks involved. But my understanding, what there isn't with Bitcoin, there's no guarantees. There's no backup plan. There's nobody holding the can at the end of the day. It looks a little bit less like speculative investment and more like some type of crazy pyramid scheme.
Yeah, and particularly when we get into the area of, and my real area of concern is this stuff that's happening around meme coins.
Okay.
So you might have heard Elon Musk touting Dogecoin as an example, Shiba Inu. There's a whole host of them. But effectively, if you can imagine the volatility of crypto and Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these other comparatively stable, crypto tokens, meme coins are pretty much what they say on the tin. They have no inherent value, which, crypto on its own, you can ask questions about whether or not it does. But you ramp it up to 26 and you go, well, it now serves no other purpose but to potentially be a meme and to be traded. And we're certainly seeing a whole bunch of people coming into this space and leveraging meme coin for nefarious purposes, and a lot of people losing a lot of money.
Now, there's a political aspect to this, and various politicians, including but not restricted to Donald Trump, have jumped in on this, and Trump had his Trump coin. And hey, I don't know, maybe somebody in his advisory group that did Dogecoin, which worked out really well for them, has pointed him in this particular direction. Worked out really well financially for Trump and really terribly for the people that backed it.
Yeah, so if you missed that whole news cycle earlier in the year, you had Trump Coin, which launched. It's, again, a meme coin, a crypto token. Started with a dollar value of $0, and it rose to $73.94 per coin within a matter of hours, which in terms of percentage growth points, if you're familiar with the stock market or foreign exchange, that is an insane lift in valuation. And that represented actually a market cap of $15 billion in total.
Wow.
Now, when we're talking about companies that exist in a market cap of $15 billion, you're talking about some really long-tenured, companies in the US and around the world that have done a lot of actual hard work.
But this happened in 24 hours?
Within less than.
Okay, wow.
And unfortunately, that was the peak at which it fell off, and again, within a matter of hours.
Wow. Fell
off a cliff, and you have it currently trading at around $13 50.
Yeah.
Now, the loss, for those who had bought the coin, the Trump coin, at any point along the rise and subsequent fall, is huge. And according to Crypto Forensic Chainalysis, 810,000 crypto wallets currently holding Trump coin have lost money.
Wow.
So that is a lot of people. And again, the really concerning thing is this happened within 24, 36, 48 hours. It was just absolutely phenomenal. And again, no real inherent value to the coin.
And hey, other political leaders in different parts of the world have been jumping in on this one as well. I know there's all sorts of huge concerns with a meme coin, but also with digital currency generally, about money laundering and all sorts of stuff like that. Let's circle back though to your original question. The person saying, is this a good hedge for my retirement? Is this a great option for me to go, you know what, I'm going to have a little bit of skin in that game as well. Let's see where it goes. It kind of comes back to if it seems too good to be true, then that's probably the case, right?
Absolutely. And, it's the kind of thing, you mentioned it, it's a little bit of skin. And so what's your risk tolerance to exposing yourself to these sorts of things?
Yeah.
When you're talking about your superannuation, when people are considering pulling out their KiwiSaver just to survive, the thing you don't want to do is put all those eggs into one basket, right?
Yeah.
It is actually effectively gambling if you have a certain small amount of money that you are totally willing to lose and putting it into these types of meme coins, because effectively that's what all of this kind of activity is gambling.
Yeah.
And so if you're exposing, a large portion of your assets, your future to these types of things, while, as you say, the speculative nature of these investments and just the volatility involved with even just Bitcoin and Ethereum, the comparatively stable crypto environments, is still just asking for trouble.
But don't sell the house and put it all on meme coin.
Please don't.
No. and as we say, this is not a financial advice segment. It is good practical advice, though. Justin, thank you so much for the work you do. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.